Again, if you're joining us for the first time tonight, we did have our first bot lane Orianna, so it's not just a Papa Smithy musing that goes unfulfilled like the mid lane Nocturne Vedia style. It is in fact the Orianna bot lane that's been played, emulating Y4 from LGD. See where we go from here for Hanwha Life.
Do they just take the trundle away from Trick? He's gotten it twice in a row, and yeah, they'll go ahead and lock this one up. So no Kindred here for Seongwon, still going to be avoiding the Nocturne. And they know that the Tahm Kench is there for BBQ, so the likelihood of the Shen being taken away is very, very slim.
Makes sense to go Sejuani as a cleaner answer. Trick has been a really good Kindred, and Kindred is open, but Kindred into Orianna is really asking for trouble. Too often you'll Lamb's Respite, and Orianna will say, ooh, a nice spot for a Shockwave, and punish you in a pretty big way, so...
Okay.
The more reliable Sejuani, and while it may not be the mid lane matchup, BBQ say if you want Rise, you have to take it now.
Trying to force their hand here. So Azir coming back in yet again for Tempt. He's feeling warmed up. Game 1. It's just the rough start.
Really playing it recently.
It's fallen away quite a bit.
Would you dare?
Already showing it in Game 1. Maybe the Cho'Gath just makes the most sense here for Crazy, but okay.
He's threatening it now. Of course, Spirit Visage is so powerful against Orianna and Rise as the two threats, but Darius is open.
Oh, this is true.
What?
Man, we haven't seen this draft in so long.
The Korean casters are losing their mind, even though it's the most obvious thing ever. Why wouldn't you go Darius? Of course, Darius, what they're setting up for. That's why I was saying, would you dare Mundo? Because the lane matchup, of course, is open. But and Indaran is going to return to the Darius. It's one of our first Dariuses this season. I don't think it's mind-blowing, but it is a bit of a change to what they were enacting earlier. And if you find a way to actually build Crazy some breathing room, if he shows up with Sunfire Cape, a Warmogs, and a Spirit Visage, you got to say, there's definitely a team comp for him to counter in the 5v5.
Orianna bot yet again. So far, 100% win rate in the LCK.
It's true. The sample size is very play-by-play caster friendly as well.
You know?
One and done, baby.
That's about as high as I can count. So, here we go. Third and final game, Hanwha Life. Trying to close things out over BBQ. Songyun back over onto this Orianna. Very similar composition. Then you look at the top side of the map. That's where things change up. The Darius instead of the Gnar. The Trundle instead of the Kind.
Took assault, so well played by Linderong. Trick misses everything, and Hanwha Life are here for a bit of a party.
Pushing up, they're going to wait for Trick to come in around. The pillar can come down, they're going to lock him in. Rune Prison going to be used, and Trick is likely to go down for first blood. There you go, the pillar comes in, the overload will connect. Lava gets the first kill of Game 3.
Hanwha Life just outplay Trick there, both in terms of Linderong. Here comes turret dive.
That's going to be ult coming through the subjugation in onto Crazy, taking a lot of damage. Will go golden. Seongwon has to kite his way back away from the tower, but the dunk is there, and Linderong will take him out. A second kill over to Hanwha Life.
Crazy's flash in the laning phase in Game 1 and 3 have been a bit off. I understand why he flashes there, but it's too late.
Game 3 for BBQ, and now they're looking for a tower as well.
Nice assertive bot lane move by BBQ. They did a lot of damage to this turret earlier, but killing's going to be hard.
He goes forward, locks up Ignar, pops that Grey Hell's shield. He got a lot of damage from Tempt here. He falls down for about half. Lava starting to shove them back will help keep this turret alive. 1,000 gold in the lead at the moment here for Hanwha as Lava just keeps pushing them back further and further, but Trick is waiting in the brush. Can he do anything? He doesn't have the ultimate. Lava keeps moving forward. He's going to flash in. Ignar has to go golden. It's a lockdown onto Trick. He's going to fall down below half HP. Realmore forward to cut the distance down. Finds a double kill here, basically, as Key was able to get the final hit onto the Tahm Kench, but Lava putting in so much work for Hanwha Life.
What a monster Lava is on that dive. We never see Orianna and also the Rise together as... What the hell is happening with that Tahm Kench there? That was weird.
They stuffed it.
We always see Rise versus Orianna again and again, but this time we see them together. It feels like there was a Lulu with the Rise. He was just able to roll in. The turret dive was assertive, really good Realm Warp usage, and at level 11 we don't always see it using a team fight well. It was there, and look how much they get off the back of it.
I mean, you say team fight, that was him just going man mode. Pushes forward by himself and just helps take down 2. Good lord. All right, well, Hanwha Life, Lava makes the absolute best out of what was an okay situation to begin with.
Remember, Songyun has almost no mana at this point. You think, okay, this is over. Already used 1 dissonance, but the 2-second less cooldown means he has it again. Lava flashes in, knowing that if Trick doesn't juke the right way, he's down, but he has Shen ultimate, he has his own ultimate, gets the first kill, still tanking turret, but then goes in onto Trick as well. That's how you come up big for your team. Excellent play by Lava, and
they went connect, doesn't matter, the scoop comes through. They're gonna push Lava in and he will get taken down. Didn't have the flash. Use it in that last engagement, so good turnaround gank here from the side of BBQ, but can they get what's happening?
All right, we got people here.
Lockdown coming through, Songwon getting jumped on. Abyssal Voyage comes in from behind to try to cut them off. Tempt is here, and yeah, I think that Trundle is gonna be dead in the end, but again, it comes at a cost. Inner turret in top will be destroyed, and the rest of Hanwha Life will go ahead and start peeling back, it would seem.
To be clear, way better to lose. And
Ghost, but he cancels it. Okay.
They're trying to cancel the recalls here, I guess.
He's worried about that that apprehend from coming through. Linderong trying to push forward to get in onto Trick.
Oh, we're coming
out.
out.
TP's coming in hot. Lava getting ready to arrive. Ash Arrow connects into the face of Linderong and Key. They're not going to be too hindered here. They keep pushing forward. Taunt comes down. Ghost getting chunked out in the back. And it's going to be another kill moving over onto the Shen. Bloodthirsty is he. Comes up with yet another one here in this game. Linderong gonna go back to base. He's got the TP. He can rejoin with full HP, and Hanwha Life can just go for a win.
They certainly are Achilles. At least 3 inhibitors is the minimum here. Mid lane inhibitor gonna go down very promptly. Top lane inhibitor is gonna go down soon as well. I think Hanwha Life have done enough to win this series.
It would seem that way. So mid inhibitor falling first. We'll go ahead, off top. Super Creeps pushing in from the bottom side. Hanwha Life, barring a catastrophe, should be able to close the game right here, right now. This Ghost is still going to be dead for a little bit longer. They jump in, look for the pick off here onto Trick. That Devour comes down. Shockwave finds 2. Arius Dunk not going to get the execution, but Hanwha just turn their attention over onto the towers. They burn down the first one. Lava jumped out to half. Songhyun goes low with Tempt alive. Linderong also getting chunked out. The Azir starting to do some serious work in these big grouped up team fights. But Hanwha Life Esports, they have a massive minion wave with Super Creeps in the top lane, pushing in, getting ready to knock down that final Nexus tower. Shockwave comes through, finds Ghost, he'll get popped. Shen finds another kill. He just taking him away from his squad. Dragged back in here onto Ignar, he flashes out. That's gonna be the series. This should be the game. Hanwha Life in onto that Nexus. We'll go ahead and finish it off 6-3, a little bit of a slower pace, but BBQ never really had a chance. We're behind from the get-go. Hanwha Life Esports did not relent. They did not give them a window of opportunity to make their way back through.
Hanwha Life, they're always this team that's better than you remember, but also worse than you remember. They're so close to being a really good team. In their wins, they look like a top 5 team, but in their losses, they look like a bottom 2 team. That's kind of the weird thing about them. They've got so many good points. If they could just chain together the best points and minimize their mistakes in some of the drafts that aren't quite as solid, they'd be up there, maybe even top 4. But unfortunately for now, they do pick up the match victory. There's still a couple of games scored behind the Freak of Freaks. This is not their reckoning. Their reckoning is in the next week when they face Kingzone Dragon X and Afrika, the 2 teams just above them on the ladder. If they can put together looking over the damage dealt, Azir very happily doing damage, the Ashe. When we saw those final fights where there's a 10,000 gold lead and yet BBQ are doing very competitive in the fights, we know that there was a game state where they could win 5v5s.
Yep.
This game was not about 5v5s. So often it was about how much is Darius